December 26, 2019 and January 13th, 2020. This is the video for you, Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Rising. You have events occurring in your life on those dates where we have an energetic frequency that sets down and begins a cycle in your life. Okay, so let's go through this time frame for you. Let's go through, well, let's understand better what this is going to mean for you in your life. Today is November 12th, and I have been strongly impressed with doing individual sign readings so that each of you understand what the end of November going into December and the beginning of 2020 is going to look like for you, and what you can expect, where you can expect, and what you can expect in what areas of your life. This is G, and this is All Astrology, where we do free subscriber readings. We give each subscriber one high quality free reading. Okay, it is a legitimate reading. It is not a computer generated reading. Go down below and comment your birth info. Make sure that if you, let's put it like this, tap the bell. That way you are notified when your video is ready to view. Okay, it's a free reading, it's high quality, and it is kept anonymous. No names are ever used, but just keep in mind, I do not communicate through email. I have to stay sane, and the only way to keep track of everything is communication through the comments. All right, let's get on with the reading. This is for this is for Aquarians, Aquarian Ascendant, Aquarian Rising. Now, right now, we have the full moon, okay? And it's in Taurus, so it's a physical, tangible, earthy, very grounded full moon where we understand, being grounded means you're attached very much, I shouldn't say attached, but you very much understand what you value in this physical, tangible world. And you also understand that some of your values exceed the physical, tangible world. Now, I'm kind of talking in these mysterious, non-physical ways because you have some stuff occurring in your chart, all right? And it's going to be in 2020. Now, I have to speak about both for you. I have to talk about the physical and the non-physical, which actually it's all of our lives. But most people just kind of want to hear about their tangible world. Like, hey, what's going to be happening? I need to know about my money. I need to know about my girlfriend. I need to know about my man. I need to know about my job. I need to know about my family, right? Because this is the world we live in. Okay, I get it. However, the eclipse that's coming up, we have an eclipse coming up in December. And for you, this eclipse is happening in your 12th house, Aquarius Rising. Your 12th house. So your 12th house is, the 12th house is that which I cannot see. It's the 12th house is on the other side of the veil. Okay. The 12th house is Christ consciousness. The 12th house is where we understand that we are all one. Now, to talk about it in a physical way, okay, so let's go back. Let's stay on the non-tangible, the non-physical. Let's go to the spiritual realm. Let's go to the beauty that's on that other sign. It's ruled by Neptune. So Neptune is very dreamlike. Get it? So it's music, it's dreams, it's moving pictures, it's films. Like me, I have a crap load of planets there in that 12th house. I get tons of my information through my dreams. My dreams are so animated, so exciting. I live in my dreams. All right. Literally. Like I live lifetime after lifetime in my dreams. I wake up and I'm like, whoa, it's like, holy shit. It's like watching some awesome Hollywood flick. It's it can be really wild and just non-ethereal. The shit that I do in my dreams and the stuff that I witness. Now, this isn't like, any funky stuff. This is very much metaphysical, like tons of flying objects that move and nothing's on the ground. And it's just, this is Pisces. This is why I'm sharing this. This is Pisces. This is the 12th house. This is the realm of, I don't rely on my physical realm. I understand there is this other world that exists that is not inside the material realm. And it is the real realm. It is the real realm. Okay, if you can grasp your mind around that. As an Aquarian, I'm pretty sure you can. Well, actually, I don't have your sun sign, and I don't have your moon sign in front of me, but this is in general for Aquarian. Aquarius is who have, Aquarian Ascendant, Aquarian Rising. Yeah, that might be actually kind of hard because you'd have Taurus in the 3rd house, which is very tangible, physical material. Okay, anyway, so let's move beyond that. Depending upon where you are in your level of evolution, has everything to do with what if the things I say are like, okay, that's me. Oh hell no, that's not me. Hopefully each of these things, the material and the non-material, you know, the physical and the non-physical, hopefully something out of each of those buckets resonates within you, because then that's a good thing. That means you're functioning in both places, and it's not about good or bad, but it's just that you're doing your soul's work. You acknowledge and recognize the 12th house stuff, the spiritual realm. Now, your eclipse happens there, okay? But let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about the end of November. I have been instructed to talk about the end of November because of the fact that we have this Jupiter and beautiful Venus together and the galactic center where we're getting gifts, where we're getting knowledge and information. If you haven't watched the video to understand the galactic center and how this is specifically going to really look in your life in detail, you're going to go down below and watch the Aquarian Ascendant November readings. And I go into that a little bit more there for you to better understand. But it's basically a time of abundance. It's basically a time of receiving gifts. And that happens in your 11th house, Aquarian risings. It's in your 11th house. And the 11th house is the internet. The 11th house is astrology. The 11th house is the house of the humanitarian. It's the house of my social circles. Okay, it's the house of group activity. And so you could likely be receiving many beneficial friends at that time. You could have friends who give you things at that time, whether it's knowledge and information, you know, whether you consider me a friend and me giving you knowledge and information right now, that could be a part of it, right? But the concentration of receiving is like the weekend of the 23rd and the 24th of November. There's this beautiful connection with the galactic center. And then the following day on the 24th, it's Venus and Jupiter conjunct holding hands, and Venus loves things. So there is going to be a strong inclination to get things that you love, to spend money on that which you love. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Venus, if you hold out, Venus will be in Capricorn a few days after that on the 26th of November. When she gets there, she gets into Capricorn, the tangible world. That's Capricorn. Now, is that a good thing? Because Capricorn tangible means, okay, well, then I'm not want to really buy things. Well, no, because what happens is Capricorn is about responsibility. So when Venus gets there, Venus will be like, hey, I know I really want to do that other thing, but this is what I need to do. This is what I need to spend my money on. And I'm mentioning this because Jupiter was a factor. Venus was next to Jupiter. And Jupiter tends to exaggerate things. Jupiter being next to Venus can say, hey, you know you want this. We got enough money. We can get it right now. What the hell? Let's just go ahead and do this, right? And because we just received gifts too, right? Some people could be, depending upon their chart, this could be a big, like some people, this could be a big event in their lives. They could really come into some money. They could really come into a bonus. They could come into a raise. They could come into an inheritance. For some people, this event, depending upon the details of the chart, this could be huge, all right? For some of us, it might just be little things that we receive, you know? And that's okay, but understand that whatever it is you receive, wait. Do yourself a favor and wait to the end of November till Venus is securely inside of Capricorn, okay, where she's being more responsible as far as her tangible world and her resources before she'll spend money, okay? But just wait 5 days, okay? Wait 5 days. Wait to the end of November where you have a better understanding of what you really have. So Venus isn't being affected so much by Jupiter's influence, okay? So let's move forward now back to December 26th. That is the eclipse. It is a solar south node eclipse. A solar south node. First of all, solar means something new. It means a fresh start. It means a new beginning. But the south node being present means I have to let something go. So for you, this is happening in your 12th house. Okay, Aquarians, this is your 12th house. Now, it's tricky because this means you have a physical thing, tangible Capricorn, in your 12th house, which is non-physical. It almost gives you a sense of balance, right? Because you've got earth and water together, which are compatible, and you've got tangible, responsible, I have to take care of my responsibilities, and Capricorn in the house of, oh, I don't want any borders or boundaries or restrictions. I just want to go however I want to go. I want to be, I just want to flow. That's the 12th house Piscean energy. So at this time, there may be ideas around work that you maybe had. You may have inklings of information that come through from a past life, because the 12th house is all about karma. It's all about the past, okay? So there may be something beautiful coming through. You may get information that comes through, okay? You could also be releasing a job that you have, like in a very physical way. This could be somebody whose work, they work for a giant institution of some sort, because the 12th house represents large, I hate the word institution, so I'm not going to use it, but I'll give an example. Like, I worked in a factory type place, a fulfillment center. And so when I was there, I very much, for the first time in my life, understood the tangible world of the 12th house. There were tons of employees, and everybody was just herded like cattle, okay? There was not a lot of individual one-on-one. It was very, oh God, I can't even explain it to you. It just felt so karmic. It really did. When I was in that environment, I was just like, oh God, I remember this. I didn't remember it from this life, but my soul came through and said, I remember this, and I don't care for it. I don't need to be treated as though I'm in a herd, right? Like as a group. I'm an individual, and I have special qualities, traits, and characteristics. I have something to offer on a very individualistic way. I am a unique being. But in that environment, it's not that it's bad, it's just that everybody's pretty much, okay, we all go over here and we do this. Okay, now it's time for everybody to go to lunch and we go to here. All right, then we go back to the job. Then we all take our break at the same time. It's like when we were in school, right? Our traditional education system kind of supports, it's an old structure of an old past life way, and it's very much this old way of being. And so it's time to release that. So whether you're doing this right now for a living, working in an environment like that, working around people who were associated with past life stuff for you, karmic stuff, sometimes this represents hidden enemies, okay? And it doesn't mean like someone's literally lurking around a corner with a sniper rifle trying to blow you away. It's nothing like that. It's just that there are people that we have history with where there were things that were unresolved, okay? And so you might encounter people like that. But here's the cool thing. It's time for a change. So maybe all those things I talked about, you have experienced. And maybe you haven't, because if you don't have any planets there, it wouldn't really resonate very deeply. But if you've had a lot of planets in that location, your 12th house, this would be a big deal. Anyway, it's time to release the old. It's time to release it, to bring in the new. So this is about, it's a cycle, but it's about a 5-year cycle, okay? And this leads me into my next point, which is the energy around 2020, the beginning of 2020, January 13th of 2020. At that time, we have Saturn and Pluto together. Pluto is about transformation and change. Something must change. Something must literally die. Something must be pulled out by the root, because Pluto's the rotor-rooter, goes down to the root, gets to the root of the issue, finds the root of the source, takes it out, throws it out, and then it says, okay, here I am, and I'm ready to build. It joins up with Saturn, and they say, okay, it's time to restructure. It's time to create something new. And anything that's created in Saturn stays. It's something that's going to be of high quality, something that's going to last. And it's going to be something that when it was built, it was taking the long term into consideration. It was being built for the long haul. All right? So it's positive things, but at the same time, it's change. Most of us as humans, we don't like change. And we resist change just merely because it's change. But if you've had some crap going on where you're like, God, is this ever going to end? Here's your time. Change is coming. Okay, so this is going to be, like I said, in your 12th house. So all those things I talked about when I went into detail about the past life stuff, when I talked about working in institutions could be hospitals, working within churches, anything where you're, like there's a grand scale, but behind the scenes grand scale. So some people say prison systems because it's behind the scenes. I don't really I worked in a bakery, and it very much was like that, because I worked in a bakery in a grocery store. So we were behind, like the grocery store sold all sorts of things. We were just one section of the store, and we worked in the back in the bakery. And well, there was a big oven and lots of baking counters and, a kitchen back there. But unless you were an employee, you didn't know it was back there. It was behind the scenes. And all that you would see of what we did was our product. We were working behind the scenes. So backstage, like when we think of the 12th house, it's the people who work behind the scenes. It can also be people who work on the stage, because Pisces is theater, but very much karmic stuff would be people who work behind the scenes. Okay, so that concludes my reading for you, Aquarius risings. Thank you.